The facilities here tonight were fully taxed. There were queues at all facilities, be they betting, food or drink, whatever they were, and it certainly is a magnificent sight here at Globe Derby Park tonight. The track will be lightning fast. It's been fine in Adelaide for the last 3 or 4 days. The maximum temperature today of 29 degrees, and the forecast is for hotter weather tomorrow. Let's see if we can pick up a couple more horses. There you can see them milling round at the turn out of the back straight. The mobile will move off from that point, and the dispatch point is at the turn into the main straight. Number 1 in the race is Not Before Time from New South Wales. Number 2, Out for Glory from New South Wales, which is another of the Hancock horses. Number 3 is Gammalite from Victoria. Number 4 is Thor Lobell from Victoria. Number 5 is Gov's Pride from South Australia. That's the only South Australian in the field. Number 6 is Well Adios from New South Wales. 7 has been scratched. 8 is Black Irish. 9, Bundanoon. 10, The Raptor has been scratched. 11, Enterprise. And 12, Almana. As they start to move off, here's our race commentator, George Grilišić.
And the horses are moving up towards the mobile for the 2650-metre Interdominion Grand Final. And all eyes on Gammalite, who's leading the score up towards the mobile. And people are wondering whether he can become, like Hondo Grattan, a successive winner of Interdominion Championships. Hondo Grattan completing the double in Perth in 1974, running an odds-on favourite here, Gammalite, the shortest price favourite in the history of the Interdominions. The runners are forming up well. Not Before Time on the inside, then Out for Glory, Gammalite, Thor Lobell, Gov's Pride, and on the outside Almana, and on the outside is Will Adios. They're all pacing perfectly, and there's the blue light. They're off and racing and getting away quickly. Thor Lobell trying to head off Gammalite, which is being hunted along by Bruce Clark, showing exceptional pace early, and Gammalite with the inside running will hold off. Thor Lobell racing out of the straight. Not Before Time is third, and then on the outside is Out for Glory. They were followed further back in behind them in next spot then by Almana, getting up into a prominent position, and 3 lengths further back Bundanoon. Gov's Pride is racing 1 wide and 3/4 of a length to Black Irish, followed further back in the field by Will Adios and Enterprise on the inside. Down the back straight the first time, and it's Gammalite in front, and Clark will be able to dictate the race. He leads by 1.5 on Thor Lobell, which has crossed to the fence. Moving up on the outside, 1/2 a length away is Out for Glory, and a length back on the inside to Not Before Time. Ahead off on the outside is Almana in a beautiful position. That was nice driving by the Philippine in the early part of the race. They were followed further back in the field by Bundanoon, and then going up around them 3 wide is Gov's Pride, making the first move in the race, and back on the inside to Enterprise from Black Irish a neck away, and 2 lengths further back behind them at the rear of the field is Will Adios. 1900 metres left to run, and Gammalite the leader. Gammalite by 1.25 from Out for Glory. Down on the inside is Thor Lobell, and Gov's Pride is continuing that 3 wide run up around the outside. Almana's running 5th on the outside. Down on the inside of that horse, Not Before Time, as they pass the judges' box with 2 laps to go. 1.5 to Bundanoon, followed by Enterprise on the inside. Black Irish still second last, and 3/4 of a length further back to Will Adios. Going over towards the back straight now at about 1,500 metres to run, and it's Gammalite by 3/4 of a length. Gammalite getting a good easy run in front. Over on the outside in second spot is Gov's Pride, and a length back on the inside to Thor Lobell. 1/2 a length away on the outside is Out for Glory, which is pulling double. Then on the inside is Not Before Time from Almana, which has dropped back into centre field 1 wide, and then on the inside to Enterprise, which is boxed up. It's bolting there, and they were followed by Bundanoon. Second last on the inside to Will Adios, and 1/2 a length back on the outside is Black Irish. They sweep off the back straight now, and this time when they come down the straight, they'll race for the bell, and it's Gammalite by 1/2 a length, and the South Australian performer Gov's Pride. Gammalite's running a great race in front. Thor Lobell is running 3rd on the inside. Out for Glory is 4th. Almana is next on the outside in front of Not Before Time. Bundanoon is next on the outside as they come down the straight to get the bell with 950 metres to run. Enterprise coming off the fence. Black Irish is going up 3 wide, tracking Bundanoon. And last of all is Will Adios. They go into the final circuit in the Interdominion Championship, and it's Gammalite in full flight now. 800 metres to run, and Gammalite the leader shows the way by about 1.5 lengths, but Bundanoon is sweeping up on the outside. Hancock going up to challenge the leader, and Bundanoon putting in a spirited challenge here with 600 metres to run. Gammalite by a long neck from Bundanoon. 1.5 to Thor Lobell on the inside. Black Irish sweeping up 3 wide between horses. Gov's Pride out very wide on the track now. Almana starting to make a run. Then Not Before Time. Enterprise has been taken to the extreme outside by Wolfenden. Second last is Will Adios, and last is Out for Glory. 350 metres to run as they begin to negotiate the home turn, and it's Gammalite the leader. Clark driving a confident race. Gammalite in front by 3/4 of a length on Bundanoon. Black Irish under the whip 3 wide, and back behind him Thor Lobell, and out wide is Almana. Into the straight 200 to run. Gammalite in front from Bundanoon. Thor Lobell looking for the split. Black Irish can't pull him to Almana. Gammalite under the whip with about 80 metres to run, holding them at bay. And Gammalite has won successive Interdominions. Lobell with 3/4 of a length to Bundanoon. 4 lengths back to Almana, followed by Black Irish, then Enterprise out for glory on the inside rail. Not Before Time was next, followed further back in the field by Willadios, and Gov's Pride was last to finish. Well, a great win to Gammalite and a brilliant drive by Bruce Clark from Victoria. And Gammalite is a champion that you just can't hold out. He made full use of the number 3 barrier draw, and that's what champion horses are all about, to take every advantage that they possibly get, and Gammalite went straight to the front. Vin Knight tried to take the lead with Thor Lobell, but was unable to do so, and once Bruce Clark settled Gammalite in front, the champion raced nice and comfortably, and he really never looked like being beaten. He vindicated his starting price. Bookmakers were betting 6 to 10 about Gammalite earlier on in the betting, and he's joined Hondo Grattan now as the only other horse to win successive Interdominion championships, Hondo Grattan having completed the double in 1974. Official numbers are not on the board yet because there's a photo for the 4th placing, and this is the action in the closing stages of the race. Bruce Clark looking across there at Brian Hancock on Bundanoon. Clark, sensing a little bit of danger, went for the whip there on Gammalite, who responded magnificently, and Vin Knight also wielding the whip on the horse in the middle, Thor Lobell, which has taken the opening, and Thor Lobell has run a much better race than many people expected because his form during the series was a little bit disappointing, but a perfect drive by Vin Knight, and he snuck through the centre there to get the second bunny clear cut. But Gammalite, as you can see, is not being seriously threatened, is about 4 metres in front and maintained that advantage in the run of the line. So that win takes Gammalite's stake earnings to $1.233 million. And he has won more money than all of the other horses put together that ran in that Interdominion final, now that he's taken the first prize of $105,000. Numbers not official yet, still a photo for 4th here at Globe Derby Park. No numbers are semaphore until the first 4 place getters can be notified by the judge. But you'll find that number 3, Gammalite, is the winner. Number 4, Thor Lobell, will be second. The 3rd place will go to number 9, which is Bundanoon, and the judge finding the issue pretty close for the 4th prize money in the race. The 2 scratchings from the race for the 2 emergencies, number 7, Gap Road, and number 10, the Rattler. Interesting bit of information came to light shortly before the start of the grand final, and that was the fact that the Victorian studmaster Alan Galloway had made an offer of $1 million to owner Leo O'Connor for Gammalite to stand at stud, and the offer was made on the basis of win, lose or draw, and everyone now will be waiting to see whether Mr. O'Connor will accept that offer. The numbers have become official. The winner of the 1984 Interdominion Championship, number 3, Gammalite from Victoria, trained by Leo O'Connor, driven by Bruce Clark. Second in the race, number 4, Thor Lobell from Victoria, trained by Bob Knight, driven by Vin Knight. And the 3rd placing in the race going to number 9, Bundanoon from New South Wales, trained and driven by Brian Hancock. And the 4th number has not yet been semaphored, but we'll give you that when the horses come back and parade before the judge. Gammalite, the winner of 2 Interdominion championships now, scored a sensational win over Popular Arm in Auckland last year. He's been a magnificent horse over several seasons now. He once held the Australian mile record at 155.8, which he set at Gloucester Park in 1982. That record has since been beaten, first by Wandai's Mate and then by Popular Arm. But it was a great performance that particular night. And this horse has speed and stamina, and he's now getting a marvellous reception as he comes back, salutes the judge, Bruce Clark doffing the helmet, and a very popular horse, Gammalite, here in South Australia and all around the countryside, because he's got a magnificent record on his Globe Derby Park track. He's won the last 2 Winfield South Australian Pacing Cups, and he'll be running in that rich race again on March the 3rd here at Globe Derby. He's been a constant winner here in front of the South Australian public. Second, Thor Lobell. 3rd, Bundanoon, and the 4th placing going to the Western Australian performer, number 8, Black Irish, trained by Bill Horn, driven by Chris Lewis, is officially 4th, and the all clear has been semaphored. The all clear has been semaphored. So 2 Interdominions behind Gammalite now, 2 Interdominion victories, other major wins that he's recorded over the years. Of course, he won the South Australian Derby here at Globe Derby. As a 3-year-old, he's won the Benson Hedges Cup in Western Australia, the Lord Mayor's Cup at Harold Park, the Lombardo Fremantle Cup at Richmond Raceway in Western Australia, and the last two Winfield South Australian Cups. A real true champion Gammalite, and now we're going to hear from driver Bruce Clark as we cross down to trackside and Wally Foreman.
Leo, congratulations. It's a magnificent victory. Leo O'Connor, the owner and trainer of Gammalite. How does it feel winning the second one?
Oh, it's a great thrill to win too. He's a great horse, and I'm glad he won because he deserves to win this horse. He loves to win. He tries to win so hard.
Leo, you couldn't have scripted the start of that race any better, could you?
I expected that's how it would come, but you never know in racing, do you?
What did you really think? What went through your mind when you saw him hit the front so early in the race?
Well, we were anticipating he would be able to do that, contrary to what you might read or hear said. But once he got to the front, I thought, you know, it's going to take more than one horse to beat him. But it would take two or three to beat him. And, you know, he's got a good reputation, and I don't think they quite had the courage necessary to do the job.
Can you compare the thrill of this victory as opposed to last year's?
Well, last year's was very good. It was our first, naturally, and a great thrill, so this is our second. Well, every race is an Interdominion, I suppose.
Well, there's a very happy man alongside you too, Leo. Bruce Clark, the winning driver. Congratulations, Bruce.
Thanks very
I was just asking Leo to compare the thrill of last year's win as opposed to tonight's. A little bit of history tonight. Was that important to you?
Oh yes, yeah, very, very pleasing indeed.
What were your thoughts in your mind, Bruce, once you'd hit the front?
Oh, I was very pleased about that. That made it a lot easier.
Well, the race couldn't really have gone much more to your liking, could it?
No, not really. I was just a bit concerned about Thor Lobell racing up outside us early, but when I could see Vinny wasn't going to head us off, that was really, really great feeling.
Well, I spoke to Leo during the week and he assured me that he wasn't feeling the nerves, and nor was the horse. But what about the driver?
Oh, I think you have a certain amount of anxiety or you're not a good competitor, but it didn't overcome me.
Bruce, congratulations on a magnificent drive and a great feat in driving two successive winners.
Good,
Thanks very much. Bruce Clark, the driver of Gammalite, successful in tonight's grand final, the 1984 Interdominion Grand Final, and in winning that race, Gammalite has gone into the history books as only the third horse in the history of the championship to have won the title twice, and he joins Hondo Grattan as only the second horse in the history of the championship to have won successive titles.